Hey everybody, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching as always. Pardon the sun glare, the low angle of the sun this time of year makes it a little hard to film here in the afternoon. But we're going to look at this blower today. If you have any questions about any video that you see on the channel or want to reach out to me for any comments or feedback, you can reach out to me on Instagram and Facebook at ellismowers09, as well as my email ellis@ellismowers.com. I also have my website ellismowers.com. Gives you a little bit more details about what I do here. We're going to work on this Troy Bilt. It's a 4-cycle backpack blower. It doesn't seem to be incredibly old, but it's having an issue where it's running and it'll just knock off on you, like it's starving for fuel. And before I do, this has got the carburetor that has no adjustments to it. It's just this, it's a non-adjustable carburetor. Before I break into it, I do want to replace the fuel lines on it. It seems like the fuel lines might be a little soft and we might be getting a little bit of air in the system. So I am curious as to if that will fix the issue. Hopefully it will. If not, we might have to just go the route of buying a carburetor and put on it. Either way, we'll go ahead and get started, see what we got. I'll show you the details of the blower and we'll get it up on the bench and see what we can do to fix it. Alright, I'll give you a little rundown of it right here. It's like I said, it's a backpack blower. It's just one of these cheap ones. I don't know how much they are. You can probably get them for like $199 or something like that. 4-cycle Troy Bilt. I don't even see where it's like the TB. There it is. The TB4BP backpack blower. Like I said, it's got the non-adjustable carb on it. I can see actually where the gas is leaking out from around the fuel outlet. I'm thinking that the way that they've got this emission, that stuff set up for emissions or whatever, I don't know, is that they've got it so that it has to be a sealed system in the fuel cap vents. I tried running it without the fuel cap. That didn't work either. So I don't know if it's like getting too much air into the intake or if the fuel lines are just not jiving with each other. But we're going to try and figure this out. We'll look at the fuel filter as well. That's a throttle. So it looks like there's only 2 fuel lines here. One of them is, this is the outlet. And you can see it's kind of soft right there. I don't really like the feel of it. I don't know what year this was made, but I can't see anywhere on there. We've got the lines. They run into here. And that's actually the inlet line. That's interesting because I'll show you what it does. The primer bulb actually, when you push it in, it sucks the fuel up. And it doesn't, and it seems like it gets air pockets in it, which makes me think it's sucking air up through this elbow. So let me, I gotta get my bench cleared off. It's a little rough, guys. I'm gonna do that, get it up on there so I can get it out of the sun, get it under some better light. And we'll go ahead and replace these fuel lines. Alright guys, let me see if I can get you closer. Maybe just a little. There we go. So, fuel lines, it's a long run, but it seems like it's a pretty straightforward run here. And I don't see anywhere where it's leaking in the carburetor or anything of that nature. It looked like it's just leaking around this line, which is actually the intake line. The outlet line, it's a reverse because the primer actually sucks the fuel into, and that was really loose. The primer actually sucks the fuel into the carburetor. Whenever you pull it back. It's really weird. I don't know how to describe it, but maybe it's just because it may be a sealed system whenever I tested it. But we're just going to pull these bad boys out. We're going to pull this one out here. It's not attached to anything. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of these rubber type fuel lines, but pull this out too. Fuel filter looks very clean, which is awesome. Let me do the easy thing here and grab a couple of tools. Trying to get an idea of the length of the lines. A little bit of trash in the tank, nothing ridiculous though. I'm just gonna cut the line right here, and then I'm gonna pull it. Just grab it by the fuel filter, pull it down, pull this out. Like I said, look at that fuel filter. It's looking really good. So now, I've got a load of fuel line somewhere. I just got to find it. We're going to do that, put that fuel line in, start her up, see if that fixes it. Be a kind of a wonder if that's all it was, but I don't know. Suspicion has me thinking that it's gunk in the carburetor. Hope it's not. Check the oil level. Looks good. Yeah, there we go. Just below the hole, which is where it should be. Let me find the fuel line that we're going to use. I'll get right back to you. Alright, now for the fun part. So, I'm going to take the line. We're going to cut it at an angle. I'll try and use these cutting shears or whatever, and this line's actually cutting really well. Try and get like a little kind of groove in there, you know. So this is the return line, which I think went on the outside. It really doesn't matter what side it goes on as long as you get it on one side. That actually went in very easily. I'm happy about that. Take it to the back here of the carburetor. We can take the air filter off. That'll make life a little bit easier. You can see the air filter is in okay shape. Nothing crazy. I don't think this blower's had a ton of hours on it. But we're going to fit these lines on, and hopefully they'll be a lot more snug than the old lines on it. I really don't care if they have a little bit of overhang or whatever on them. What this will do is you can see where it's purging the fuel back into the tank. Kind of already feels better, but we haven't gotten this line in yet. Make sure there's no other lines that are okay. So I'm going to do the same thing with this this line. This is the one where we have to attach the fuel filter to, though, so got to do a little bit of work. Like I said, the fuel filter looks good. It looks really good, actually. Part of me tells me that, part of me thinks that this got worked on at some point in the not so recent past, just maybe not fuel lines. Well, a lot of times they have a little nub on the fuel line, too. I think that's good enough. Let's see if we can get this thing pushed down in here. The first one went easily. There we go. That one went pretty easily too. What we'll do, this had a pretty long run down in there into the tank. I'm going to pull this out first. Come on, buddy. Gotta get the fuel filter in. Gotta get the fuel filter in. Pull, baby, pull. And it's alright if they stretch out a little bit. Just don't force them to the point to where they break. Not really any good way to do that. I'll cut a little bit of this nub off. Hopefully we can get this to where it'll slide on to the fuel filter pretty easily. Where's the line? So that's the cut line. This is the return line. Actually, wasn't ridiculously long. Let's see. Put this back on. Double check this thing. It looks good. Yeah, it's good. I can blow through it very easily, so it's not that. Is that an area that it sits in, or is it just chill down there? I'm not quite sure. I kind of want it at the back, though, because a lot of times this is going to be tilted back. And make sure it's in the bottom, which I think it is. So we'll go ahead and pull this up. Always give a little bit of extra slack on the lines. I'm not more about function over form, honestly. So we're going to slide that on, and hopefully this will run much better. It's not pumping as fast as I would hope. Which makes me think I might have a blockage in the carburetor after all. Maybe not, maybe so. But one thing you can do to confirm it is not the fuel filter. Could have done it while I had it out. But you can, kind of a crude way to do this, but we're going to pull the filter out, we're going to pull the filter off. We'll just put it right there for right now. And put this back in and just let it eat straight for a second. See, the bulb's not returning quite like I want it to. It's not really any better without the fuel filter either, so that makes me think that we've got a blockage in the actual carburetor itself. We'll attempt to fix that blockage before we go and order a new kit. I believe that the lines needed to be changed as it was, so we did not waste any effort here. I'll put this fuel filter on, get it down, we'll test it out, see if it'll run. Well, it was running for maybe like 30 seconds or so, and then it would start bogging out, and then it only would idle, and then it wouldn't run anymore after that. So I'm just getting it back down to where it was. I don't think it's a fuel line or filter issue at this point. So I'll meet y'all once I get all this kind of buttoned up again. Alright, like I said, new fuel line. It's not priming like I want to. I have primed it, so let me see if I can get it to crank for us. I'm just gonna blow I got plenty of driveway to blow here. See if I can get it to where it'll knock off again. Good so far. Let me keep blowing and I'll be right back, see if it acts up anymore. Did the whole driveway. Still running great. So, super happy with that. Oil looked a little dark. I might change it for him. Just throw it in the package. So, very surprised though. I thought it was going to be some sort of clog in the carburetor, but it ended up being just those soft fuel lines. I'll let y'all see them one more time. Here's the fuel line that I put on it. You can see it's very, you can't feel it, but very hard. Much harder than these. These were getting soft and weren't sealing like they should, and as a result it ended up not working out where it was doing exactly what I thought, which is nice. Saves the customer a little bit of money because I don't have to buy a whole carb kit for them, and gets the oil change with it. So we'll fix it. But if you have one of these Troy Bilts, I don't know, I cannot tell if those rubber fuel lines were the original fuel lines that came on this, or if somebody did a replacement job on them. I know I've seen them on some original fuel lines before, but we replaced them with these yellow ones that I got here in the garage, and it seems that whatever we did has fixed it, which is great. So I'll change the oil for the customer and tell them to come on and get it. I appreciate y'all watching. I hope this video has helped some of y'all out trying to figure out if your Troy Bilt backpack blower is having issues. I didn't show you how it was running before, but it essentially would run for a few seconds. You try and throttle it up and eventually it will just die out, and you have to let off the throttle in order for it to catch back, and then it eventually would die out anyways. The idle was a little bit low. I adjusted the idle screw, it's right here on the top, just turned it a couple of turns in, and it's idling great now. So that's all we needed to do to this, and I appreciate y'all watching. Again, if you have any questions about this video or any videos, reach out to me, Ellis at ellismowers.com. You can also reach out to me on Instagram and Facebook at ellismowers09. And for more information about what I do here on the channel, you can go to my website, ellismowers.com. Thank you again for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will see y'all on the next repair. Take care.